There is one powerful thing a woman will never fully share with a man unless she is deeply, completely, and genuinely in love with him. And no, it is not her phone password, her biggest secret, or even the keys to her apartment. It is something much deeper, more personal, and so quietly revealed that most men miss it completely, even when it is happening right in front of them. Welcome to Liz Rose Inspiration, where we go beyond surface-level relationships and uncover the emotional truths that truly matter. Most men spend their time watching for big dramatic signs, expecting love to arrive with some grand confession or movie-style moment, while the real proof of commitment often appears in the smallest and most unnoticed ways. The truth is, research suggests that nearly 78% of men completely miss the exact moment a woman emotionally commits to them. Just think about that. Almost 8 out of 10 men do not even realize when a woman has already chosen them in her heart. That means there is a real chance that a woman in your life has already emotionally opened the door to you, while you are still trying to figure out where you stand. You may still be wondering whether she truly likes you, while she has already decided that, in her heart, you are her person. The problem is that women do not fall in love in the way many men assume. Men are often taught to look for milestones, dramatic words, expensive gestures, or emotional scenes straight out of a film. But real love rarely announces itself like that. In real life, a woman in love does not always shout her feelings. She reveals them quietly through tiny habits, subtle behavior shifts, and deeply personal moments that most men fail to recognize. And this matters more than you may realize, because those quiet signals do not stay available forever. If you constantly miss them, if you fail to notice the hidden pieces of herself she is trying to share, eventually she will stop sharing them. Not because her feelings disappeared overnight, but because she slowly realized she was opening her heart to someone who was not truly paying attention. A woman who feels unseen does not always create chaos or demand understanding. More often, she simply becomes quieter, more guarded, and gently closes off the part of herself that once wanted to let you in. One day, you may find yourself wondering why she feels so far away, never realizing that distance began the moment her vulnerability went unnoticed. So if you want to understand what it really looks like when a woman is all in, you have to start seeing what most men overlook. One of the strongest signs is when she begins sharing her past with you, not the polished, sweet, socially acceptable stories, but the painful, unfinished, and deeply emotional parts of her life. She is not just talking about childhood memories or random old moments. She is opening doors that stayed locked for a reason. She may tell you about the chaos she grew up around, the moment someone betrayed her, the hurt she carried in silence, or the reason certain things still trigger her emotionally. When she shares those parts of herself, she is not looking for pity, and she is not trying to burden you. She is trusting you with emotional wounds she does not casually place in anyone's hands. That kind of vulnerability is one of the clearest signs of deep attachment. A woman does not reveal her raw emotional scars unless she believes you are safe enough not to use them against her. And remember, chances are she has trusted the wrong person before and paid for it painfully. So when she finally gives you those fragile pieces of her story, she is showing courage, trust, and love all at once. In moments like that, many men make the mistake of trying to solve everything. They hear her pain and instantly move into fix-it mode, offering advice, solutions, or quick emotional shortcuts. But what she needs in that moment is not a repairman. She needs someone who can simply be present. She needs someone who can listen, understand, and let her feel what she feels without rushing her through it. She does not need to be told to move on or to stop letting the past affect her. She needs to know that the person she loves can sit beside her pain without judging it. That kind of emotional safety means more to her than most men ever realize. This same need for safety appears in another deeply revealing way, when she shares her physical insecurities with you. In a world filled with filters, perfect angles, and pressure to always look beautiful, women are constantly taught to hide what they dislike about themselves. So when a woman stands in front of you with no makeup, in oversized clothes, under the worst lighting, and admits that she feels insecure about her body, you should understand the depth of that moment. She is not simply fishing for compliments. She is exposing the version of herself that she works hard to hide from the world. Studies show that more than 91% of women struggle with body dissatisfaction, meaning this is not a small issue. It is a private battle many carry every single day. So when she lets you see that hidden insecurity, she is saying, without saying it directly, I trust you enough to let you see the parts of me I fear won't be accepted. How you respond to that matters more than you think. A careless reply, a distracted compliment, or a dismissive reaction can stay in her mind for a very long time. But if you respond with sincerity, warmth, and genuine reassurance, you create a level of trust that becomes incredibly difficult to break. In that moment, she is not just waiting to hear that she looks fine, she is watching to see whether she is emotionally safe being imperfect with you. Sometimes, however, the most meaningful thing a woman shares with you is not words at all. Sometimes it is silence. That may sound strange at first, but it is deeply powerful. Research shows that even just a few seconds of silence in conversation can make people uncomfortable and anxious. Most people rush to fill quiet spaces because silence can feel awkward or uncertain. But when a woman can sit with you in complete peace, without reaching for distractions, without forcing meaningless conversation, and without feeling pressured to perform socially, that says more than words often can. Women are often conditioned to keep the room comfortable, smooth over awkward moments, and constantly maintain emotional balance in conversations. So if she stops doing that around you, if she can simply sit beside you and be, it means she feels safe. Her silence with you is not empty. It is trust. It is rest. It is emotional home. That comfort also starts showing up in the way she talks about the future. Listen closely when she casually says things like, "We should go there next summer," or "You are going to love this event in October," or "We need to try that place when it opens next month." Those words may sound casual, but they are not random. She is mentally placing you in her future. She is no longer thinking only in terms of herself. Relationship experts often describe this as building a love map, the natural process of expanding your personal vision of life to automatically include the person you love. When a woman is uncertain about a man, her language stays guarded. She says maybe, we will see, or I am not sure yet. But when she is in love, her vocabulary changes naturally. Me starts becoming we. My plans become our plans. She is no longer wondering whether you fit into her life. She is already building that life with you mentally included. Another major sign appears when she tells you exactly how someone in her past hurt her. If she opens up about an ex who lied to her, manipulated her, betrayed her, or broke her trust, understand what is really happening beneath the surface. She is not doing it to complain or to compare you. She is doing it because she feels herself loving you, and that love is awakening an old fear, the fear that history could repeat itself. By telling you how she was hurt, she is not dragging the past into the present. She is handing you a map. She is showing you the places where her heart was once wounded so you know where to tread carefully. She is telling you what broke her before because she is hoping, with everything in her, that you will not do the same. One of the worst things a man can say in that moment is, "I'm not your ex." Even if that is technically true, it completely misses the emotional point. What she needs is not defensiveness. What she needs is reassurance, patience, and proof through consistent behavior. She needs to know that you understand why she is cautious and that you are willing to be different, not just in words, but in action. When she sees that her pain is safe with you, her walls begin to lower even more. And once those walls come down, something beautiful often happens. She starts sharing her weird little habits, silly routines, and unfiltered daily self with you. She may admit that she talks to her pet in a ridiculous voice, eats cereal straight from the box at midnight, or binge watches terrible reality shows she would never proudly announce to everyone else. These little confessions might sound funny or unimportant, but psychologically they mean a lot. They show that she no longer feels the need to maintain her polished image around you. She is letting go of social armor and inviting you into the version of herself that exists when no one else is watching. That is intimacy. That is trust. She is trusting you not to shame her, mock her, or make her feel foolish for being fully herself. At an even deeper level, one of the most serious things a woman may share with a man she truly loves is her financial reality. Money is one of the most sensitive topics in human relationships. People often talk about heartbreak, childhood trauma, and even therapy before they ever speak honestly about their finances. Money carries shame, fear, pressure, and judgment, which is why so many couples hide financial truths from each other. So when a woman opens up to you about debt, loans, financial stress, or even her success and income, that is not casual honesty. That is trust at a practical life level. Whether she is struggling financially or doing very well, revealing that side of her life takes courage. If she shares it with you, it means she does not see you as temporary. She sees you as someone who could stand beside her in real life, not just romance. She is inviting you into the practical truth of her world because somewhere in her heart, she is imagining a future where you face life together as a team. And finally, perhaps the strongest and most vulnerable sign of all is when she openly reveals her fear of losing you. This is where all emotional defenses begin to fall away. She might softly admit that what you have feels almost too good to be true, or confess that part of her feels scared because she cares so deeply. She may hold on a little tighter after a disagreement or reveal, directly or indirectly, that the thought of losing you genuinely hurts her. This is not weakness. This is not emotional manipulation. This is the purest form of emotional exposure. Women are often taught to act detached, to appear strong, independent, and unaffected, even when they care deeply, because vulnerability can feel dangerous. So when she finally breaks through that conditioning and shows you that losing you would actually wound her, she is placing her heart completely in your hands. According to attachment psychology, the fear of losing someone you love is not a sign of unhealthy love by default. In many cases, it is actually evidence of a deep and secure emotional bond. It means she has truly attached her heart to yours. At this point, your response matters more than ever. If you dismiss her feelings, act cold, or make her feel like her love is a burden, she will retreat quickly and protect herself. But if you meet her honesty with consistency, reassurance, emotional maturity, and a vulnerability of your own, you open the door to a kind of loyalty, depth, and devotion that most people spend their lives searching for. Here on Liz Rose Inspiration, the goal is not just to help you hear words, it is to help you understand hearts. Because when a woman truly loves you, she will not always announce it loudly. She will reveal it in trust, in softness, in honesty, in silence, in future plans, in fears, and in the unfiltered pieces of herself she only shows where she feels safe. If you can recognize those moments and honor them the right way, you will not just understand her better, you will build a connection powerful enough to last.